Today I'll be giving you a short presentation on Zoom. No doubt most of you will know the ins and outs of Zoom already, but there might be one or two things in here that are new to you. When setting up a call, or to simply start a call, there are a few ways of doing this. The most common one we use is our laptop, but sometimes it might be useful to use our smartphones. We would most typically set up a Zoom call or log into one via our calendar, either from within our Gmail account or via our Gmail calendar. We are presented with the choice of setting up either a Google Meet call or a Zoom call, and for today's purposes, we're just concentrating on Zoom. If we choose to also have Zoom on our phone as an app, it's a fairly intuitive process of starting a Zoom call or joining one. There's loads of great advice out there about how to have a video meeting online. These are the things that strike me as being of the most importance. Prepare one space. It's important to prepare the space behind you to check that there isn't some very distracting object in the eye of the viewer. Be understanding that others may have to experience interruptions during a meeting, especially in current times. There may be children in the background or dogs scratching at the door. Perhaps someone on the call has to suddenly leave. It's very helpful to know your way around your settings so that prior to a meeting, you can have the call set up the way you want it, giving the group the settings that suit the meeting. Knowing where the settings are then means that you can change them during the call. Don't be offended if some users don't use video, as by turning it off can help with any connectivity problems. If you do have to turn off your video, it's helpful to use a photo of yourself. If I can see a face, I feel more of a connection than I would with a letter. And finally, brush your hair. That one is more of a personal reminder. The great thing about these meetings is that you can choose to host a pre-invited group, but that anyone can be invited in at any point. This is a very versatile process, and now that it is becoming a more normal way of hosting a meeting, we can start to behave in a more normal way. You can invite guests when originally scheduling a meeting, or add someone later, and the invite goes out to them. Or you can, as I said earlier, add someone during a meeting by selecting the Manage Participants button and clicking Invite from the sidebar that appears. There are lots of different types of calls. The info page on the IT Services website goes through these. It specifies that UCD licenses do not allow webinars, but I added here just in case we're asked about it by other staff members. Currently, it's not. As a host of a meeting, you have control over what invitees are able to see and do. Firstly, you can manage the participants themselves, who is invited, whether or not their camera or mic is on at the start of the meeting, whether anyone else can join the meeting before you. You can alter the settings so that there's a waiting room, closed captioning, chat facility, and much more. You can share hosting privileges with a co-host who would then have the same in-meeting controls as the host. The host can create and manage breakout rooms, which I'll discuss in the next slide, create an in-meeting poll, and control screen sharing options. To check out these, go to zoom.us and go to My Account. There you can access any meetings you have recorded and access your account settings. Breakout rooms are fantastic. You could be hosting a large meeting, decide that you want to break up into smaller groups to discuss an item, and this is possible. The host is able to create other rooms, decide who goes to which room, or it can be random. The host can decide on the length of time the group is broken up for, but this can change if the host decides that they've had enough or need more time. The host can move from room to room or can move other persons from room to room. In order for a host to use the breakout room facility, it has to be turned on in their Zoom settings. If using breakout rooms, it's important to check that they're working for those in them. If someone loses connectivity while in a breakout room, it's only when the host checks on them that this can be rectified. If the meeting is being recorded, then only the main room will continue to be recorded, regardless of which room the host is in. If local recording is being used, it will record the room the participant who is recording is in. Multiple participants can record locally. Enabling breakout rooms are in your Zoom settings at zoom.us. Screen sharing is something we do in nearly every meeting we are in. You can change screen sharing permissions within your Zoom settings if you want all participants to be able to share. This can be changed depending on the meeting. When you have shared your screen, you will see this green bar at the top of the screen you're sharing. It is there that you click Stop Share in order to stop sharing your screen. To record and share the meeting, when you are ready to record, click on the record button. Remember to inform others in the call that you are starting to record. And when you have finished recording, click stop record. And Zoom will then notify you that they will send you the files when ready. This usually takes a few minutes. You should then receive an email from Zoom containing a link to your account where you can edit your files, plus a link for sharing. Once you have stopped recording your session, Zoom will automatically send you an email of your video and associated text. You can download these attachments or access them via your account in zoom.us. Zoom will email you with a transcript of the meeting. This is not always very clear or very accurate, and although it can look correct at first glance, it's important to check right through it. This can sometimes take quite some time to tidy up in order for it to actually reflect the meeting. To edit the text of the transcript, start playing the recording in your Zoom account. It will show the text to the right of it. If you hover over the text, you will get the pencil edit symbol. There's plenty of great information out there. Our own website provides a help page. And Zoom provides live demos and video tutorials, which they run daily and are free.